Hey, it's not one of my recordings if I don't spend the first 20 minutes trying to fight audio issues. Sitting here trying to figure out why I have no, well, not no audio, but why my audio's quiet. It turns out my headphones are all the way down. It's like, good job, Jacob. Okay. I believe what I'm gonna do, just for the sake of doing it, just get it out of my quest log.
At your service.
Huh. Just to get it out of my quest log. Added one. Good job. There we go. Oh yeah, I actually haven't equipped sockets or a ruin into a socket yet. Uh, yeah, it tells you what it has in it. Ort. Uh, the sockets, the ruins, as I mentioned before, if you add them into a certain order, you get a special you get a special item you can't get anywhere else other than the sockets. I don't care for them because I've seen my brother farm this game for hours, days even, just to get one ruin word item. And like, no, that's not for me. Okay. Now that now the 2 minutes have sufficiently been wasted. Uh, time to. Oh, wait a second. I'm actually going to turn the audio down. It sounds a little loud to me. Hey. Well, thankfully I wasn't too far into it. Come on, buddy, round two. Ah, good grief. Love doing stupid things. Did my companion kill that special named enemy? What the world's going on? Screen keeps shaking. I don't think it should be doing that. Unless that's just one of their attacks. And now we get to my least favorite enemies. These guys. Very befitting names. Of rascals. Should I just double down and call them little bastards? Goodness. It would have been a fitting name. Walk into a room with them and just yell, "Oh no, there's a bunch of little bastards in here." Uh, first 4 minutes. I think that's the first time I've actually sworn in this series, or even on my channel. Huh. Which I mean is, oh well, it's a rated what? T game, M game. My defense for last time of just, I don't have to be super kid friendly here, but I'm not gonna cuss repeatedly. Don't necessarily want all the super potions. But it looks like I'm getting stuck with them. Which I mean, oh well. I'm about to level up. Yeah, there we go. These imps are special, or not special. They're weird. Where there's these little towers, and the crush beasts, as we've seen. Those normally don't have people on them. Those little imps can jump on them and ride them, which I think is really interesting. Really interesting that they can do that. Boost my attack. Yeah, like this crush beast that has someone riding them. Like when you kill the beast, the enemy falls down. Like, see, the little guy comes down. Which I think is a nice little touch. It makes the enemies a little more intelligent seeming. I don't remember how this level's laid out. I don't remember if it's laid out vertically or horizontally. Because this act is very horizontal based. Okay, game, I could really do without the vibrations, please. They're getting on my nerves. Oh, my guy died. There we go. Gotta return to town because I need my mans. I need my mans back.
Good day.
And because he's dead.
Afternoon.
This guy is he's the mercenary man. He resurrects your guys and eventually sells you mercenaries.
Salutations.
Okay. Hello, Mala. That's a lot of stuff right there. Oh.
Put that to good use.
That is a massive upgrade in attack. Goodness. Almost doubles his attack. Good grief. Yeah, it almost doubled his attack. Oh, I probably shouldn't have moved that, huh? There we go. Almost have it. Almost have the ability to make a flawless topaz. Or not flawless, sorry. Perfect.
Afternoon.
I always try to have the first the first number of 10% chance to cast a level 3 Nova. Nova's technically better. Yeah, I'm fine with that for the 3 points of defense lost. I try to have the first 10 minutes or so be relatively normal. So that's just me chatting and playing. This is the end of this game, pretty much. Not in this part. But Act 5 is the end of this game. So in a number of parts, this will be over and, the series will be done. So, I mentioned that a lot of my ways I played this game and all that stuff was pretty much based on how or just watching my dad play this. What in the world is that? A white thing, what is that? Because I do have memories of just watching my dad play. I couldn't play for the life of me because... Oh, yeah. The frenzied enemies. But I couldn't really play this for the life of me when I was younger. I did. But, like, I wasn't good at it. I have beaten the game, but, with great difficulty. Oh, there you go. Like, with great difficulty, I've beaten this game a couple times. But, I believe these last few parts I'm going to go through and just pretty much hit up memory lane. Just chat about, my dad in these various parts, because he is the reason I have played this game as much as I have. Not that it's my favorite, because as mentioned before, I like 3 a bit more than this one, or quite a bit more. Like that game, I've beaten it with every class's gender, like both genders for all 7 classes. This game I've beaten it like twice. No, let's see. I beat it with a barbarian once. I beat it with a paladin on the remaster. And I beat it on, or I'm gonna beat it with this one. So yeah, this will be my 3rd time being the game. So, not my favorite game. But I believe I'm gonna just chat about them from time to time in these final parts. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna play the game and they're gonna be normal parts. Just might throw in a few stories here and there. That said, I don't have a story right now. Other than every time, because as mentioned, this isn't my favorite game. So whenever he would play it, I was aware he was playing it, but it's not like I sat down and watched constantly. I did when I was younger, but not too much later on. But every time I would just walk downstairs and... Because my favorite memory was, or one of my many favorite memories of him was, I would wake up and I'd come down and he'd just be sitting on the computer playing this game. It was either that or, oddly enough, every time I'd come down and see it, whenever he was playing it. Mario Kart Wii. but specifically the Toad's factory level. Which, I mean, I like the Toad's factory level. I hope they bring that back for the new the season pass, like for the final cup that they've yet to announce. Final two cups, sorry, because I think as of recording this, I think the last one, to my knowledge, they added was the one that had Yoshi's Island. I don't think they had that level back. Toad's Factory was a pretty fun one. I mean, they brought back 2 Waluigi stages for Pete's sake. Let's give Toad some love. But yeah, it was always either Toad's Factory or Coconut Mall, but they did bring back Coconut Mall. They brought back Coconut Ball, but they messed it up because of how Mario Kart Wii is. Mario Kart Wii is... well, it was a Wii game. The older the game, the more cheats and shortcuts they have to take for coding. So that's why older games are harder. It's not like they gave thought into how to make it harder, it was because they had to due to necessity. Can't have you beat a game within 5 minutes. Whoa. But that game was, you know, it's a Wii game. They didn't really... DLC wasn't a thing Nintendo did for Wii games. Alternative versions were, but not DLC. Also, these enemies, by the way, suck. I hate them. They're like the Blood Lords in Diablo 1. Also, this is a short dungeon, by the way. But because of how that game works, Mario Kart Wii, the levels, the scale was much bigger. Because you had, you know,
Yes.
the game had to have all of its levels mean something. You were meant to get your money's worth. You pay that game, you know, pay $80 for that game, or $60 for that game. That's actually, I'm gonna keep it just for the extra little bit of damage. But, you know, you pay $60 for the game, you're supposed to get your money's worth. You can't beat the game within 5 minutes. That's not how Nintendo works. You can beat their games quickly, but, you know, you usually get your money's worth. Ooh. Yeah, it is a defense up. It's worth it. I'm gonna mess that up again. There we go. Just murder. Just... my poor companion just keeps dying. Of course, second I start recording, people start making noise. Huh. Because my neighbors don't respect anything. Well, fortunately enough, it's not the same kids who've been making a ton of noise recently. It's kids across the road. But, where was I? Bloodlords being terrible enemies. Oh yeah, my dad. Mario Kart Wii how it has to have, the scale of the levels had to be massive. Because, you know, they, from a game design standpoint, it's just because the levels have to take longer, so you play the game more and you get your money's worth. From an actual, like, mechanic like a in-world standpoint, why you're much smaller is weird. But Mario Kart Wii, when they added some, or Mario Kart 8 when they added some of the Wii levels, in my opinion, they messed it up. They messed some of those levels up. Like, look at Maple Treeway. Maple Treeway, the caterpillars were massive. They were spooky. They were huge. Mario Kart 8, they're like your size. So they're not spooky at all. Which is quite upsetting, because they're not an obstacle anymore. I mean, yeah, they're an obstacle, but they're not as predominant of an obstacle. My companion and my shadow are taking on giant, massive demons, and I'm having a hard time with a couple little imps. Because that's fun. Uh-oh. Kill the minions. Kill them quickly. These guys, the guys with the whips, you saw it a little bit there, and you'll see it a whole bunch later because those enemies are pretty predominant throughout the act. But they'll take those specific enemies, whatever version are in the area with them at any given time, and they'll whip them, which turns them into pretty much suicide bombers that do massive amounts of damage. Oh. Hey, treasure. Is it booby-trapped? I know some of the chests in these areas are booby-trapped. They spawn some ghosts when you open them. But yeah, Mario Kart Wii, like, the scale was bigger, so a level took longer. Maple Treeway took, like, what, 8 minutes to complete? Back on the Wii, and this is, like, 150cc, you know, a high-speed vehicle, the Dolphin Dasher, which was my dad's favorite vehicle. It may not have been the greatest, but it was, you know, the Dolphin Dasher and Mario. Oh, hey, little buddy. Now, if you didn't stand out so much, I wouldn't have murdered you. No, that's actually really bad to say. If you didn't shoot at me, I wouldn't let you live. You died because of self-defense, buddy. I'm sorry. But yeah, Maple Treeway was, you know, this big, massive, long, like 8, 9, 10-minute map. To Mario Kart Deluxe, it's like a 3 to 4-minute map. They made it so much smaller. It's like when they remade Coconut Mall, they messed it up because of the scaling. So the cars at the very end, that big long stretch with the 3 cars, it made watching the cars important because you couldn't move to the left or right ludicrously quickly. You had to watch for what the cars were doing. You had to predict where they were going to be and dodge them accordingly. Oh, this is going to be it. This is going to be an issue. Mario Kart 8 for like I got, 3 stars on all 5 difficulties. That game, that level is, when you get to the end, I can just go in a straight line and avoid them. And they know they messed up because they made the cars do donuts to make you, have to run into them. There's a way I can do this. What is a giant sword? Oh yeah, I thought giant sword was a 2x8. No, it's only a 2x2 or a 1x4. Sorry, but the cars in the remake are not a threat at all. But in Mario Kart Wii, those cars are, because of how massive everything else is compared to you, those cars are, you had to watch them. Oh. Rescue 5 more people, I'll bet you anything, the next cage I find will have 4. Because I think that can happen. Yeah, these guys, the enslaveds and all that. The people with the whip will, send them into suicide bombers. And that full heals them. It's not like if you damage them, they just magically, or when they get turned, they, keep their damage. No, they full heal, if I remember correctly. Okay. But yeah, I'd come down and I would just hear Coconut Mall repeatedly, just do 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 do. That or I'd see him playing this. And yeah, it was always this area. It was always this area. He's just swinging and missing at a bunch of these little jerks. Because he always, every time he played the game, all 50 times, it was always the same way. It was always a paladin with zeal, thorns, and then he'd swap to redemption and Fist of the Heavens when it was needed. Oh. Hey, well, love when stupid things happen. These parts are typically 40 to 50 to an hour. I gotta call it quits here. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.